I'm actually now going to be continuing this tutorial on choosing the last two forms that may be your potential SAE waiver. And let me go back to the PowerPoint. So we're at the PowerPoint and we have click on the hyperlink below. So we click on the hyperlink and it brings us to the SAE placement manual. And what we do is we scroll to page 10. And here we have the three options of the waivers. And this LED 3123 is the next one I'm going to talk about. I'm going to skip it, LED 75-1, and do that one last. I'd like to go in order by age. And the LED 3123 is if you can answer yourself one simple question. Are you 14 or 15? And you're at a paid placement, meaning you're working at Joe's Ag Mechanics Tractor Supply store. You're working there fixing and working on tractors, and you're 14 or 15, and you wish to have that waiver approved by the state of Connecticut and reviewed, you would say, aha, I'm going to pick this LED 3123. So let's click on it. It brings us right to the form. And again, you can save and download this form to your computer, and it will be saved as you go. You say, for example, you put in your name here. We have Joe Smith, and I want to come back to this at a later date. Simply hit File, Save, put your name here, Joe Smith, paid 2015, 16, so you know what year it is, and maybe you want to put in the parentheses 14/15 years old. Okay, and then you'd click Save. So I'm going to walk you through this first page of this form. This information that you're going to put on this first page, most of it is pretty simple and straightforward, but I want you to, again, pause this video anytime you want, and I want you to make sure that you're clear on what you need to do. So let's get started. So you put your name, where it says student name, you put your birth date in, your address, where you live, and your zip code. School name is pretty simple. Where did you go to school? The school's address, you could find that on the website of the school. The city, the zip code, and again, the employer name comes next. And this would be, of course, where you're working. Let's pretend for a minute working at Roberts Ag Mechanic Tractors. There. We put the worksite address, the city of the place, and the zip code. Now, your worksite mentor name. This is the person that oversees what you're doing. If you are learning how to change oil, you're learning how to figure out what type of oil to use, how to fix a lawnmower, whatever it is that you're doing, and that person is helping you and oversee what you do, that's whose name you put there. So let's say it's the owner. It's Robert Smith. We put in his email address in case somebody needed to contact him, and his phone number. Now, student's worksite title. What's your job title? Plain and simple. I am, let's say, a tractor mechanic helper. Okay. And now, your end date. I talked about this in the tutorial for the unpaid waiver, but I'll review it again. Your end date all depends on when this form was sent into the Department of Education. If you fill out this form May 1st, your end date of, say, May 1st of 2015, your end date would be September 30th, 2016. So you get a whole year and about a half to have this form valid. If, though, for example, you filled this form out on April 1st, 2015, it's only good until end date of the same year. So May 1st is your magic date that you have to keep keep in contact with in your mind. And if you forget how that works, you can go back to the SAE placement manual that was in that hyperlink inside the PowerPoint and scroll back down to page 10, and you will find a sample of the dates right there on that page. Now, this is very important. Starting wage. You need to be in compliance with the Department of Labor, and we have to make sure that employers are paying their employers, which are our students, the right amount of money. Right now in the state of Connecticut, as of, I'm going to date this, I know this is a video, but the date as of right now, today is June 8th, 2015, the minimum wage is $9.15 an hour. That is going to change next year, and you need to make sure that you're aware of that. So visit the Department of Labor's website or call them if you're not sure. But right now, the magic number is $9.15 an hour. If you, and I want to just talk about this for just a moment, if you are placed in an agriculture-specific job that does agriculture production, the first 200 hours, and this is very important, the first 200 hours only, you can get paid 85% of minimum wage. But after that, it has to go up to $9.15 an hour. The employer cannot pay you less than that. That is Connecticut law. So, on to the next part. Career Pathways Coordinator name and Students Career Pathways Supervisor name. These may be the same individual. It's usually your teacher. In some schools, it may be an actual SAE coordinator that is hired, that is separate from your teacher. You will actually need to just simply ask your teacher, are you my coordinator and my supervisor? The person that comes to visit me in the summertime and during the school year to see me at my work site. And you type in that information here and here. And then you type in the email address and the phone number. Next is administrator name. This is one of two possibilities. It can be the principal of your school or another advisory department head. It is not your teacher. This is somebody who oversees the program. In this case, we are going to say that the department head of agriculture, the agriculture department, is the supervisor. The principal knows that he is going to be the supervisor and has given permission for that to happen. So we're going to say that this is George Smith. A lot of Smiths going on here. And he is department head. And we put his phone number in. And then down below, we want to make sure that we have signatures. And so right underneath that, you're going to take this to that administrator and he will indeed sign it and date it. Next, you will sign it and date it. Your parent's name, you're going to type in your parent or guardian's name. So we're going to put in, it doesn't have to be both parents or guardian, it can be one or the other. So we're going to say Fred Jones, and you put in your parent or guardian's phone number, and then they will sign this form as well. The Career Pathway Program Coordinator, which you named up above here, will sign below as well. There's a lot of signatures here. In the summer, again, sometimes the person is different. That is your supervisor that's coming to visit you. If they're not different, you click this little box right here. It says click if student's summer supervisor is the same. And then if it is the same, you don't have to fill in their name. If it's different, this box would be left blank and you would put their name in here and then they would sign. Worksite mentor signature. Again, this is the person that's at your worksite. You named them up here. Worksite mentor name, Robert Smith. So down here where it says worksite mentor signature, you just have to look up above who's the person who's watching over you while you're at your work on a daily basis, and he would sign there. The last two lines, you don't touch. That goes to the State Department of Education, and they actually will sign there if they approve your paperwork. So this concludes part one, the first page of the 14-year-old, 15-year-old waiver form, currently titled LED 3123. Thank you.